Thank you for everybody attending first and foremost. It's a great honor. It's a great privilege to speak with you. I see we've got about 300 plus attendees tonight. So it's fantastic to all have you here. Yeah, I started the group, the IGRO group of companies in 2015, about 15 years ago, 2006. And the purpose of IGRO is essentially to show and to assist and help investors build sustainable wealth through investing in residential real estate, so that one day they can, have a proper pension fund by having multiple investment properties producing passive income, very much similar to what the Robert Kiyosaki has done in America for his American investors, so that ultimately you can leave a legacy to your loved ones one day. That is what IGRO is about. Blue Rise Village, an incredible investment opportunity, one of the fastest growing areas in South Africa. So IGRO, just in essence, it's a holistic group of companies and services. And the amazing thing about IGRO, everybody is under one roof. So you've got your financial advisors through IGRO Wealth Management, our financial services company, our certified financial planners there to help you with your wealth plan and your planning. Our rentals team, all under one roof. We're managing more than close to 2 billion rands worth of assets, residential properties, just over 2,000 properties that we're managing. IGRO Wealth Home Loans is one of South Africa's leading home loans facilitators and bond origination companies in South Africa. Chartered accountants, top CAs there to ensure that you're tax efficiently structured. We specialize in all types of property related taxation strategies that we help our investors to employ. IGRO Trust to make sure that you can actually leave a legacy, that you buy in the right tax efficient structures, the right asset protective structures. Our marketing team is in-house, which is phenomenal because we can really bring the message out to the public. And IGRO Real Estate that is there to assist our investors with beautiful houses that we either build or sell in amazing areas. So yeah, and this together forms what we call the IGRO group of companies.
Thank you, Jock. I must just say, Jock mentioned Advent and Attack. I was a small part of that. There's obviously some fantastic people involved in the groups, and I was a small part of that. So from my side, I'm just going to introduce you to the developer. As Jock already mentioned, it's a JV between IGRO and Applewood. I was very privileged years ago to meet Subantu Nkloko, an old friend of mine, and Subantu and Charles and Martin formed Applewood, and they went out. There was a tender on a piece of land in Cape Town, and they won the tender to develop this piece of land. So Subantu came to me, I think it's probably now 5 years ago, and he asked me, would we please come and assist him in at the group, the Applewood group, to unlock this opportunity. On the photo, you can see Subantu and Martin at the bottom. Charles, unfortunately, sitting in Durban, so he couldn't join us on the photo. This photo was taken about 5 weeks ago. The two photos on the bottom, you can see actually how the site works is progressing. Gromo, civil contractor, busy with the site works, so it's going exceptionally well at the moment. The location, I'm going to first touch on the location. I must just say part of the discussion tonight is going about quite a few of our investors ask us if there's opportunity from an investment point of view to look at pure investments. We do have that opportunity. We can do the first part of the discussion will be about cash investors, and the second part will be for those cash investors or purchasers who's just looking for a property in the end and to get a good return on the property. So I'm first going to touch on just the location of the property. Blue Rise Village forms part of an area called Sunset Glen. Sunset Glen is an area next to Kuils River. It's on the top end of Blue Downs, and it is next to Blackheath industrial area. So the fantastic thing is that on the doorsteps of Blue Rise Village, we actually have a huge area where a lot of people work. The area is obviously in the Western Cape, as most of you will know, and it is quite close. You'll see 3.8 kilometers from Zevenwacht Mall, and there's a lot of shopping and activities around the site. Quite close to the airport as well. This gives you a better aerial perspective of where it is. Belladonna, which is the well-known UBest Old Mutual development, Belladonna, next to us. This is the proposed Blue Rise Village development. This is Austinville. I'm going to talk more about Austinville, and the most amazing thing happened to me where we started realizing that Austinville showed over the last 10, 12 years some of the best returns of all the areas in this more northern suburbs of Cape Town. That's the location of Zevenwacht Mall. This is the whole Kuils River area coming around there. This is Blackheath on the other side. The site development plan, this gives you a better, the photo that I've just showed of the site, obviously we're showing the picture from the bottom, from Albert Philander. If we look at the site from the Belladonna side, here's Belladonna, and that's Austinville. This is the first phase consisting of 117 opportunities, which again broken down to 5 types of houses. You can see the different types, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it starts on a 1-bed up to a 3-bed opportunity with a central facility, which I'll get to now. We are at the moment, I'll get to this later, but I think we're already sitting on 50% sold in the first phase within the first 4 weeks. So we're just absolutely amazed about the interest in the area. And I think all comes down to this big need for affordable housing in South Africa. This just gives a bit more info on the central facilities. There's a shopping center coming. That's the location of the shopping center. We are putting a clubhouse. I'll show you some closer photos just now. And then there's an early learning center or creche coming on that spot. The entrance will be from Butskop down here, and there's an entrance out of Austinville as well. So keep in mind, we are pretty much forming part of Austinville, and that's why the returns of what's happening in Austinville is quite important to keep in mind. This is a closer look at the shopping center. This is a closer look at the lifestyle center, which forms part of the shopping center. And that's the early learning center, the creche. The amenities, I've already touched on this. Bellville CBD, 15.5 kilometers. Stellenbosch CBD, 20.7. Somerset West, 19.9. And Cape Town, 29.8, which effectively makes Belladonna, Blue Rise Village, Belladonna and Austinville, the center, let's say northern, southern suburbs, where you can easily get to all the different areas around it. There's quite a nice education schools around the area. Netcare Kuils River is quite close, 8.6 kilometers. And as I already mentioned, you're only 5.5 kilometers from Zevenwacht Mall. The investment opportunity, I'm going to touch on just the Lightstone report. So for those of you who are not aware of Lightstone, we actually had a meeting with the Lightstone Group a week ago. We're quite impressed with what they've done over the last 10 years. Lightstone is the snapshot of what has happened in an area, and which takes all the data from transfers in the area, the deeds office transfers. And that's the best place to go and have a look at what happened in the area and the growth patterns in the area. So we've done a snapshot from Lightstone to show between 2011 and 2020, that's 9 years, what was the actual growth. And you will see that prices started at 458,000 in 2011. In 2020, it was over R1 million average house prices. That excludes transfer costs. So keep in mind, when somebody purchases a second-hand property, there's transfer cost that needs to be added on this. In our case, all our costs is included. We'll get to that now. So the growth experienced over this last 9 years was 138%. And here you can see the pattern of how, obviously, the growth in the area. Then quite an interesting thing, TPN, the investor report from TPN, which is also a snapshot of rentals and what's happening in the area. Which was also quite surprisingly, the TPN report shows that the volumes, you can see how the volumes came down towards 2019, and there's not a lot of stock. So what happens in the market when volumes of sales goes down, you actually, in a lot of cases, see a climb in the average purchase price because the demand is getting more and more because there's not a lot of properties available. So this is the typical pattern that we, from iGrow's point of view, are looking for, is that pattern where you see average prices going up because of volumes coming down. And that's a fantastic opportunity to then launch a development here. You will also see the TPN report shows prices already in 2019 sitting going up to the 800,000 mark. Keep in mind that we are coming in about 49% lower than the average selling prices in the area. Then, as I already mentioned, we're 50% sold in the last 4 weeks in the first phase. The investment summary. So what is quite important is that we are offering 2 opportunities. The one is for people just looking for purchasing a fantastic investment or to come and live in. I think everything, the shopping center, the early learning center, the lifestyle center offers a product which you don't often get in these developments. And I think that from that point of view, it's a fantastic place to come and live in as well. From an investment point of view, firstly, we are offering the following. We are offering cash purchases, and we are going to offer it to a small portion of our iGrow cash investor clients. So this is an exclusive launch to our iGrow clients. We are offering 15% return on cash invested. So in Blue Rise Village, we are going to allow about 10 million that we're going to raise, which is, if you look at the risk profile, is about 30% of the net value of the land. So let me just explain this. Currently, the land is sitting on a value of 33.8 million. We're also cash investing 8 million on the services. So that makes it a total investment, cash investment of 41 million rand already in the land and the civil services. So the one thing we always try to keep to is to make the investment a very small component to the full investment that's going into the property. It is a plot and plan development, which means that plots getting transferred and houses then built afterwards. So the nice thing about Blue Rise from an investment point of view, it's a quick in and out. So we are offering a 15% return on investments made, and that's for the 12 months period. And then investors have the option. We've got quite a unique product that investors have the option to convert the investment to an investment unit in the development, which I'll touch on now. So if you are just a cash investor looking for a return, this is the ideal opportunity. There's a 15% return on the investment you make. And then if you are somebody looking to also convert that to the property, we are building in an option where you can now upfront choose a unit and convert it to that option. If you're then interested to take up a unit, you can then convert it to a unit. What's quite important is that, and there's all these horrible stories, people putting money in projects and then nothing happens and they lose their money. So what is quite important is that all funds are going into the trust account of the attorneys. There's also a security trust bond over the property, so that this is a mortgage-backed bond or mortgage bond-backed security, and money is administered by the attorneys. So the money is not going to the builder on site and into his bank account. So there's progress payments, and as the services gets put in, there is then funds released as per the quantity surveyors, the project managers, and the attorneys that needs to sign off that the right steps been taken and that money is not getting spent if it's not actually going into the services. So all funds administered by the attorneys, and there's a security mortgage bond backing the investment that's put in. The purchase investment in Blue Rise Village, I'm going to quickly touch on this. Jock, maybe, I don't know if you want to come in, maybe I can just quickly run through this slide.
Go for it, Gerard.
Yeah, so effectively, if you were converting to a unit, and we've done a little schedule just to show. So remember, there's the option of just taking an investment and getting a return on it. Alternatively, you can convert that investment and the return on the investment. You can convert that to a unit. So typically, if we look at the 5 typical houses, you are sitting with effectively a cash discount between 63,000 and 107,000. How do we calculate it? If you are investing 426,000, you are getting a 15% return on that, which is 63,000. If you were investing 770,000, you will get 107,000 return on that, which effectively makes up the selling price. So although we're saying it's a cash discount, it's effectively your investment plus the interest that you receive on that, which is 15%. Now, what we've done here is to just show you a typical investment component. So don't get confused. This net return on investment of 11.7% is if you were purchasing as a cash purchaser this 490,000 unit, The projected yearly income, which we will get to now, will give you an 11.7% return. So you still have the value. So you are still getting that property, and there's a 15% return that you're getting on the property. But this just gives you a typical net return without that 15% that you in any case get on your cash investment. Okay. Then I'm going to just touch on the purchaser benefits quickly. Jock, maybe you can run through this for us quickly.
If they purchase a normal bonded deal through the banks, they get traditional bank funding on 100% financing, and Gerard will show the figures just now. There's a positive cash flow from the first day. So if you consider the prime interest rate, you're going to be positive cash flow from the first day on these properties. So the more properties you buy and can qualify for, essentially the more cash and passive income you're going to make. And obviously part of the iGrow model is acquiring the right type of assets that can, as quickly as possible, turn into a positive cash flow. And obviously a few years ago, our investors bought properties where there was like a 2,000 Rand cash flow. They had to wait 3 to 4 years. Now with this incredible interest rates, it's one of the best prime opportunities ever to take advantage of the low interest rate environment. There's amazing capital growth in this area, like Gerard explained, and I don't think he went into detail into it, but you might be wondering, why is our property 49% better price than the competition or anybody else in the area? It's because of the price of the land. So Gerard might touch on that a little bit later, but we got the land basically at a zero value, which means that we can afford to produce by far the best priced property and quality property this area has ever seen. Transfer and bond cost inclusive, so there's no additional money outlay out of your pocket, and there's also 100% bond financing available, like I said, through iGrow Wealth Home Loans. So our home loans division will facilitate all the bonds on your behalf. Occupation is set to be around about June 2022, and that's for the first phase, Gerard?
Yes, that's the first phase, Jock.
The houses come with amazing extension options, and this is where I need to give Gerard credit for his innovative structure. He's obviously played a lot of Lego when he was a boy, because you're going to see the little Lego blocks that you can build. So people that's going to be buying here, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to be probably staying here forever, where they can build on a garage and many other facets. And Gerard will share the potential of investors and end users buying here. There's rental insurance inclusive in each and every property. So every purchaser that purchases as an investment property will have rental insurance for 12 months inclusive, but positive cash flow, and it will also meet the FLISP criteria if you qualify as a FLISP purchaser.
Maybe we can just touch on the insurance quickly. And I was quite surprised because it was a new thing for me. And you can maybe just elaborate on that a bit. But this is a very nice security net for those of you who are going to put in a tenant. Maybe Jock, you can just touch on that for us. We've
included a rental insurance product for each and every purchaser buying a property as an investment. So it gives an investor peace of mind. Number one, iGrow Rentals are handling the rentals. So we are, like I said, arguably one of the best rental agents companies out there in the market. We've got amazing systems and amazing people. So in conjunction with our marketing company, finding the right tenants, procuring the right type of quality tenants, going through all the necessary checks. We place your tenant in your property. We provide the full Monty of a rental service for our investors, absolutely turnkey. But in addition to that, there's rental insurance inclusive. So if the tenant let's say it's the perfect tenant, he stays in your property and he doesn't pay for whatever reason, he loses his job, these things happen in life, then the insurance company will cover you for up to 6 months of rental income and all the legal and eviction costs. That goes to about, I think it's about 150,000 Rand. So it's an amazing product, and it should give investors, a lot of peace of mind. So your positive cash flow from day one, and you've got rental insurance. You know that your tenant is going to pay, and if he doesn't pay, then at least the rental insurance company, the insurance will be activated. That is more of a reactive way of looking at it, in terms of how we proactively procure and source and credit vet the tenants. Many investors opt not to take rental insurance, but we just wanted to give our investors additional peace of mind. Comprehensive end-to-end rental management. Our in-house rental managers do the placement, the vetting, collection, ingoing, outgoing inspections, maintenance, everything, the full 360 service. And Gerard will now explain to you some of the unit types, the Lego blocks that our investors or end users can essentially build.
So I'm going to start just showing you all the different units. So this is type 1, 490,000. And I think, as Jock mentioned, you can see the little Lego blocks here. And it all comes down to the following. We had a choice when we started the development. Initially, the City Council, Cape Town City Council, province said, listen, we need to get the best possible densities. So we need apartments. We always try to get a product that is better than all the other products in the market. And the one thing which was quite stressing for me, that we're sitting with sometimes these apartment blocks and the areas around these apartment blocks, which becomes no man's land, becomes areas that's not maintained. And it's not little private spaces where you can utilize, you can keep a dog or a little garden. So the one thing we then asked council, and it took us 3.5 years to zone this and get to the final product, is to ensure that we have something which is not apartments, but we do provide 5 different house types. And if you're somebody the first time purchasing and you can just afford a 1-bed little house, that you can later add a 2nd bedroom. And if you want to add an ensuite later, you can add it. So the typical type 1 is your entry-level house of 490,000, but it does give you the option of later adding the 2nd bedroom and the ensuite. It also gives you the option to later add a garage. The type 2 house is a 2-bedroom house. All these houses, except for type 3, is 1 level. So somebody who's older, who's not looking for stairs, type 1, 2, 4, and 5, that's your option. Same story, there is a garage optional to this. And as you can see, it comes with kitchen, there's a stove included, and quite decent spec in the unit, 695,000. Then the type 3 is a combination of, and I'll show you the plan, it's a ground floor area with a kitchen, a lounge area, and then the staircase going up, and at the top there's 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. This is for more younger people. We've seen a lot of interest in this specific unit. It's 570,000. It's our best price 2-bed. So you can choose the 1-bed on 490,000 or the 2-bed at 570. But this is a duplex unit, while the other 2 beds are single level units. That's our type 4. Again, there's an option of adding an ensuite, and there's also the garage option here. It's 45 square meters, 695,000. In the type 5, it's the same, with the difference that there's a 3rd bedroom already included here. So 3 bedrooms, plus the option of adding an ensuite and the option of adding a full garage as well, 825,000. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom with the additional ensuite as extra optional. Then I'm going to touch on FLISP. Jock mentioned FLISP. Not strangely enough, not a lot of people are aware of this. The FLISP was started, it's called the Financial Linked Individual Subsidy Program. It was started by government. Effectively, it means, depending on what you earn, that you can get up to 121,626 Rand as a subsidy, free, without any payback. So there's a whole sliding scale. If you go and visit our website, bluerisevillage.co.za, there's a whole section. There's also a calculator there. So if you are an end user looking to purchase something, there's an opportunity to obviously be part of the FLISP subsidies, and there's a sliding scale depending on what you're earning. Please go to the website and have a look. It is a Western Cape backed part of our agreement with province, or that we need to make sure that at least 50% of our properties are sold to FLISP qualifying purchases. So please, we are assisting our purchasers with taking them through the whole FLISP process, and you're welcome to put your details on the website. We will after this also send out a mail to all the 300 participants, and please come and contact us, and we will give you a bit more info on FLISP. I'm not going to go into the full detail, but it's earners that earns between 3,500 and 22,000. You must be a South African citizen or permanent resident or have permanent residency. If you've previously received a government subsidy, you're not going to qualify. So it's people, the first-time qualifiers. If you were previously an owner of a fixed property, you're also not going to qualify. So it must be first-time purchases. You must be older than 18 years to be able to competent to contract. And if you are married or cohabiting, or if you are single with financial dependence. So there's a few things that you need to qualify, the list of things that you need to adhere to be able to get this subsidy. Maybe just to summarize about Blue Rise, I'm super excited because I don't think these type of products at this price brackets is available all around. We've seen, I think I had a look this morning, Robin had, I think, 2,283 leads that she's working on at the moment. So the actual reaction was absolutely amazing. So we're quite excited about just the speed that's happening at the moment. This is the Siteworks. Again, this is Austinville on the left-hand side. The main entrance is coming just past this house here. You can't see the road here, but the main entrance will be sitting here where you see this pole, and there's an entrance from the top here as well. So Austinville is pretty much our new neighborhood. It is, the area is called Sunset Glen. There's a big development happening here, Central Blue. If you can go and compare Central Blue with us, I think we're probably sitting about 10 to 15% cheaper than Central Blue. And obviously with, I think, a far better address with Austinville as our partner and neighbor. To secure investment, I think, Jacques, if you could maybe come in here and just give a bit of background just on the cash investment components.
Yeah, so obviously there's, like Gerard mentioned, there's a limited opportunity for investors to purchase cash and derive an amazing return, a 15% return on their cash investment. So we'll also, after this seminar, we'll invite you for a personal one-on-one consultation. There's a limited amount of cash purchases. I think, Gerard, we said about 10 million Rand, that's our capital a requirement. I think we'll probably reach it within the next 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, definitely before the end of the month. So limited opportunity available. You can either keep your unit as a long-term investment, get a discount, or you can come in as a pure funder and derive a very good return, a 15% return on your money invested. So benefits up to 107,000 Rand as a cash purchaser. There's rental insurance inclusive, and your net ROI, return on investment, is 11.7%. If we talk about the tax rebates, we're referring to Section 36 of the Income Tax Act. I'm not a chartered accountant, but what we do have an incredible team of CAs that are doing the property investment tax planning for our investors. So I will highly recommend that you see them for a one-on-one meeting. Essentially, Section 36 says that you've got to buy 5 investment properties off plan. Got to be VAT transactions. They've got to be new and unused, exactly as is. So obviously Blue Rise Village conform to the Section 36 tax criterion. If you have 5 of these investment properties, that positive cash flow that you will have from your investment properties, if you utilize Section 36 of the Income Tax Act. So we're specialists in that, and we'd love to help you with putting your properties into that specific tax bracket or that tax section. When we look at the bond financing and the bond origination, everything is done through Eiger Wealth Home Loans. The banks have already pre-approved our beautiful development, Blue Rise. 100%, 90%, 80% bond financing is available. And on 80%, 90%, and 100% bond financing, you as an investor will have a positive cash flow from day one. If you look at how much positive cash flow you're going to be getting on, let's say, a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom unit, type 1 units, 631 Rand per month on 100% financing.
I think we're probably launching once a week a project at the moment throughout South Africa. Yeah. And this is probably some of the best returns that we've seen.
This is the best, Gerard. This is for sure the best that we have currently. And I think it's the best that we've seen in I think, almost a 15-year term in iGrow. So this is the opportunity.
And can I also say what you see on the screen now is the normal price. It's not the cash purchaser price. So this is the full normal price. And included in the expenses here also includes a rental insurance. which you can see the 180 Rand up to 282 Rand. The nice thing is it's not an area where you are sitting with these huge levy expenses. The property rates, it's an area with low property rates, and we've also included a rental management fee in it. So the effect is that, if you start looking at the net yields on this is not even the cash purchaser yields. It's positive cash flow from day one, which is absolutely fantastic.
No, absolutely, Gerard. So thank you. I think you're 100% correct. If you look at the rental management is inclusive of 10%. Everything is inclusive, and some of these properties are edging close to 1,000 Rand positive cash flow a month. So yeah, it's definitely something to be proud of.
I see there's some questions coming in, so I'll touch on the questions now. Let's just get through it so that everyone sees everything, and then I'll touch on some of the questions that you guys have posted. Joel?
I just want to quickly touch on we obviously as a group, we're not there just to sell an investment property. We're here to make sure that you choose the right asset, the right investment property for a lifetime. This is your pension that you're purchasing, so we do take this very, very seriously. You're going to be purchasing hopefully 5, 6 or 10 or 15 properties over your lifetime. And the only way that you can actually do it and do it correctly, do it strategically, is in conjunction with a well laid out property investment plan. We have developed the Agro Wealth Plan, where we sit down, we financially plan each and every step, each and every component of the property investment process, from the tax, the financing, the type of properties you should buy, when you should buy them, how you should finance them, how much you should pay for them, whether you're paying too much or not, how much income is it that you want to derive within the next 15 years from now as a passive income stream that should be supplementary to your pension in today's terms, in today's value. And then we reverse engineer that process, and we will help you to formulate the exact amount of properties or type of properties you should be purchasing within your Agro Wealth Plan. So this is all done in conjunction with our team of experts. And we can talk about this when we meet for a one-on-one consultation. From my side, thank you very much. Amazing project, so incredibly excited. And please, whatever you do, don't miss this amazing opportunity. It comes around once in a lifetime. The prices are only going up, as we know, it's not going downwards. And it's one of the best developments, probably not just in the Western Cape, I believe in South Africa. So please come and see us, ladies and gentlemen. We'd love to have a meeting with you. And I really believe that this is going to be such an amazing long-term investment. And we're looking forward to doing the rentals and walking a path with you, and to ensure that you can secure a long-term investment and become financially free, because that's really why we do what we do. So we're here to support you. And from all the iGrowers that has made this thing happen, Gerard, you being the brain behind everything, and Justin and the crew putting everything together for us on the marketing side, really thank you very, very much. So excited.
Thank you, everyone. It was a great privilege to house you tonight in the iGrow House, and we're looking forward to the next launches. We are going to do this quite often, and yeah, please go and put in your details. We will contact you soon.